Blog Talk Radio.
Keep it locked on Hindsight Radio.
Peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Truth Tuesday show here on Hindsight Radio, the information station changing the nation. I wish everybody well. Hope you're all doing well. Me, myself, I'm doing great. Everything's fantastic. Life is good. Life is peaceful, prosperous. I'm healthy. I sit back and I reflect on my life and how things are going at this point. I can't complain because it gets better and better every day. And I just played a clip of the guy Nick Vujicic. He's a man who was born with no arms, no legs, and he can swim. He's got a wife, 2 kids. But he was talking about when he was younger, he wanted to commit suicide because he felt hopeless. You know, what can I do without arms and legs? Everybody else got arms and legs. Why is this happening to me? And somehow he broke through all of that opposition and that pain, and now he's an international motivational speaker. Big-time companies hire him to come in and motivate their employees who can walk and talk and got arms and legs. And they got a guy with no arms and no legs motivating them. And he goes to prisons, schools, and he speaks. I think he's in his mid-30s somewhere by now. I was introduced to him probably back in 2012 sometime, before he was married, I think. And I was inspired by his attitude. Here I complain about simple things, things that, just because I don't want to do something that I'm fully capable of doing. And this man, he's basically hobbling around on nubs. And he's jumped out of airplanes. He's swimming. He's doing it. He's done more than I have, at his age. And it reminds me of my experience, our experience, with movers last week. It was about 4 or 5 young brothers helping out, and they did a piss poor job. They lost the parts to the bed, so when they got here to the house, they couldn't put it back together. And come to find out, it was very simple fixes. They put the wrong. It was just. I don't want to go through all the details and be negative, talking negative about them. What I'm saying is these guys are fully capable, can walk, they got arms, seem to have their mental capacities about them, and they did a piss poor job. And yet, those same guys are complaining about how life is hard. I can't get what I want. I can't seem to get ahead. Why is life hard for us? Is it life picking on you? Is it just singled you out and made it hard for you? But it didn't single me out and made it hard for me for some reason. What's the difference in my life and your hard life? What's the difference? What's the difference between the guy with $1 million and the guy with $1 billion? What is the difference? It's very simple. It's consciousness. It's your thinking, it's how you view things, how you see things. Your success and your failures are all dependent on how you view it. If you feel like you're going to fail, you will fail. If you feel like you're going to win, you will win. Because if we are made in the image and likeness of God, that means that we have the same power. We have no less power than the God that gave us this power. How do I know this? The scriptures tell you. Christ said, you will do greater things than I. And for some reason, we go to church, people go to church every day, and they don't get that. They see that, but they think it only applies to those 12 apostles. But the 12 apostles represent you in your journey towards prosperity, higher mind consciousness, success. That's all your journey. Christ walked around, he saw a guy doing something. Hey, come follow me. What does that mean? Come be of like mind. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying come be of like mind. I'm not, trying to control. I'm just saying, listen, if you want to control your life, you have to control your thoughts. Actually, you are controlling your life. You just don't realize it. That bad situation you found yourself in, you created it. Think about it. If you think deeply, the very action and thought that you thought of created the situation you're in. That's why I always try to tell people, before you can fix any problem in the court, any problem in a relationship, any financial problem, you must fix your thoughts. You must think properly. Just like I tell you to use proper names in the court, you must use proper thought. I know my teachings and what I talk about sometimes fall on deaf ears, because most of the people that come, they want me to talk about discharge and how to get over on a mortgage. That's what you're looking for. And y'all all know those are dead-end roads, right? Y'all know that because y'all done been involved with these other groups and did all of that and got nowhere. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening to me now. Y'all tried all that stuff. Here, I'm going to tell you the truth, what the reality of these things are. The first thing before you can fix anything, you must fix your consciousness. All that other stuff will fall into place. You don't have to worry about discharge. Why? Because you'll have enough money where you can buy anything. If you believe you're a millionaire, you will be a millionaire. Swiftly. Oh, Akeem, that's impossible. It doesn't happen that easy. Yes, it is. It's that easy. And the more I live, the more I live through this and work through this, I see it more and more. How it is just the mindset. How 2 years ago, I thought a relationship was impossible. And here I am, 2 years later, it's impossible for me not to be with the person. It's just a shift in thought, thinking. Just seeing things for what it really is. See, 2 years ago, I was involved with individuals who were negative. And through that negativity, I couldn't see clearly. But now that cloud of negativity has removed itself, I can see who's for me and who's really against me. Just a shift in consciousness. It's that simple. Shift your consciousness to think only of good things, prosperous things, wealthy things. And anybody that's in conflict with that, you need to stay away from. Or at least minimize your conversation, because some of these people could just be people you're living with right now. Or your family, friends that you've grown up with. But I tell you, my friends are the people who of like mind. And anyone that wants to participate in any type of negativity, I don't participate. I am totally conscious of it. When I fall back into those modes, I recognize it quickly and I remove or I change my thought process. Back to this guy. He inspires me every time I watch his videos. Because if a guy with no arms, no legs, can do the things that he's doing and motivating people around the world, then I have no excuse. You have no excuse. No one has an excuse not to be successful, not to be what you desire to be, not to win your cases, not to get your paperwork done. The simple reason why a lot of you guys are not able to get there is because you rely on someone else to give you the answers. My only job is to direct you back to your power within. And any other spiritual leader or teacher should be doing that. He should be telling you how powerful you are. You guys are no different than me or no more. I'm no more special than you guys. The difference is I have the consciousness of my specialty, of my divinity. Shift your consciousness to knowing that you are divine and you are divinity, that you are the God and you are the Christ you are looking for. I'll say it again. I've said it before. You will never know Christ until you become the Christ. You will never know love until you become love. You will never know peace until you become peace. You will never know wealth until you become wealth. Meaning, all of this starts in your consciousness, in your mind, in your thought. You have to know and believe that you are all of these things. The only reason why you can't ascertain them or put your hand on it in the reality or the tangible world is because your consciousness is not connected to it first. You cannot touch or feel, see, or anything till your consciousness connects to it. Everything happens through consciousness and thought first. Everything. This guy with no arms and legs, his greatest disability became his greatest asset. And you could take your disabilities, whatever that might be, and turn it into an asset. There's a reason why you're going through what you're going through. It's for you to grow and learn from it. Failure, or what the world determines failure, is all part of success. So I don't even call it failure. I call it the process of going through trials, of seeing how something doesn't work so that you know how it does work. Yeah, it's been a great last week. You know, I've been working really hard. I just moved. And here I'm in Chapel Hill, fulfilling a honey-do list. Got a few more things to do. Well, not a few, a whole lot more things. But I got a lot of it out of the way. It feels good, you know, keeping busy. What I want to talk about? Okay, the CPN webinar recording is available on my website, the one I just did earlier this month on the 22nd. That webinar is very important because I actually go in detail and show you how to call up the credit card companies and apply for credit without even giving them a 9-digit number. Just give them your CPN address and telephone number and email address, and you will be able to obtain a credit card without giving out that number. But more details is at akimel.com, CPN webinar. I think I got it labeled 4. I think that's a mistake. It's actually CPN webinar 3, but that's the webinar that's going to show you how to purchase cars, get your credit cards, get your credit in order without giving up a 9-digit number. And that's very powerful. There's a lot of people who are nervous about using CPN because they feel like it's fraud, because when they ask you for the Social Security number, you're using a different number that's not actually the social. So I had to come up with a remedy for that. And I did. And I do it all the time. You know, I called in my lights and they ask me for that number. I tell them I ain't giving y'all the number. I'll give you, you know, some identifying information. And boom, voila. Just did it 2 weeks ago. No, we had to give them a number. No, you don't. You never. Those are losers. You don't have to give them any 9-digit number. Remember, your numbers are private, but you can give them something that connects to your profile that you are priming so that you can get the things that you desire. So that's there. What else is available? What's next? Working on a webinar too for the homeschooling website, because that's very important with all of this COVID-19 coming out, where people are, not wanting to send their children to school. So we got a platform that webinars are coming out shortly. And this week coming up, we got a special guest coming on Sunday. Tune into that show with Beth and her special guest. I'm not sure of the name. She told me there was a special guest, but anyway, she got a special guest. That's this coming Sunday. And I have to apologize. Last week I wasn't able to do the show because I was doing all of this moving and packing and getting myself together. So I'm finally moved. Now it's just about unpacking and getting settled. What else? Let's see. Somebody in the chat said, please don't use that for PP. I don't know what that means. What is PP? Please don't use that for PP. What are you saying, JL? You got to be more specific than that. People were sending me questions by email. I've already told you guys there's a special email address for that, but you guys tend to send me all those questions. So if I don't answer your question by email, that means that you didn't send it to the proper place that I had asked everybody to email it to. So if you have a question that needs answering, I'm only going to answer them on the air. This is the email that you need to send it to. If it's not sent to that email, I will not be able to answer your question. Any other email you send that question to will be ignored. All right? And I have the name of the special guest, so give me a second. I'm going to give you this email, then we're going to go and get this. The email is american.nationals@protonmail.com. american.nationals@protonmail.com. I will put this in the chat for you. Questions that only will be in. Now, brother, I could tell you don't JL. Let me put this in the chat before I. Nationals. I'll answer that question in a second, JL. American.nationals@protonmail.com. There it is. Send it there. You guys will get the questions answered. I'm sorry, it's American, not with a. American is not with an S. I typed that wrong. I'm a little weary, y'all. I've been working hard around here. I'm going to do it again. At protonmail.com. It is corrected. All right. So JL wants to know, don't use a CPN for a passport? Absolutely not, unless you like handcuffs, CI knocking at your door. No, you look at my video. I go to my website, purchase the webinar for the passport. It tells you exactly how to fill it out. You're about to send a document. You're not trying to apply for credit. Anyway, CPN, credit privacy numbers, for credit only, not for getting your passport. Okay? Two different things, two different processes. You're trying to get a travel document, not a credit card. So you give them the SSN. All these people are telling you don't put the social, put zeros on. What will happen, they will come knocking on your door wanting to know why you don't have a social. Who are you? So if you want that type of interaction, go ahead and not do it the way these other guys are teaching it. It's okay to put the social. They need to identify the account that needs the status change. I told you guys before, remember, and I'll read it again. Let's go to the SS5 instructions form. That's why I tell y'all to correct that. A lot of people don't agree with that. Oh, I don't mess with that. That's their number. But that number has two sides, a public and a private side. And it tells you right in the instructions. See, the problem with a lot of people teaching this information, they're not reading stuff thoroughly. Even the ones that got the clout, they're not reading stuff thoroughly. They're pretending to read it thoroughly. I read everything in great detail several times. So here it is. It says, right here on I'm going to put the link so y'all can see it and study it, why I tell you guys to correct the SS5. Why I tell you. It's a little off topic, but it needs mentioning over and over again. Just like the proper name. You guys have got so much other information in you that y'all can't leave that stuff alone and just stick with jurisdiction and proper name, but we'll talk about that in a bit. It says changing information on your Social Security record. To change the information on your Social Security number record, i.e., a name or citizenship change, or correct the date of birth. So they gave an example. Your citizenship changed once you let them know that you was not a U.S. citizen, because they automatically presume you're a U.S. citizen if you're applying for that card. Right? And your mom did it for you. She checked off a few boxes, and she set you up unintentionally. She didn't mean it. Now you're changing that. So if I'm sending in my explanatory statement, I got my Section 4 of Acts and Conditions lined out correctly, did all of that. Now I got to let the SSA know that, hey, things have changed. I need y'all to fix it. So I get my explanatory statement, stick it with the SS5 form, and attach it. I give them my side of the story. And they'll send you a new card. No problem. People have been doing it for the last year and a half now. So there you go. That's all you need to do. You do give up the social, you have to. Of course, you get, not some people don't let SSA know when they do a name change. That's up to you. I leave that up to you. I haven't really gotten into all of that. That's up to you if you want to do that. Now, what's today's topic? Jurisdiction traps. Diction traps. So, y'all need to get your recorders out, your pens ready, because I'm actually going to show you and tell you how to style your paperwork as an introduction. I've done this in the past, but some people have missed the show or missed that part. And I'm going to tell you how to style your paperwork, how every piece of paper need to be styled in the beginning, introducing who you are. Now, this is a second response because the first response was a rebuttal to a complaint filed to increase child support and for some arrearages. So we rebutted that. Now this is a request to dismiss it based off the fact that the Attorney General never answered the complaint or the denial, never rebutted. He said he needed time to rebut. And here's the crazy thing. He didn't rebut. Then, at the last minute, right before it was time for him to do a Zoom court meeting, they put a response in, which was late. And, I mean, last minute. It wasn't the end of the morning. All of a sudden, it showed up. This is how they play games. When you hit them with this proper name is very effective. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind that you're not going to get, okay, you're free to go. What you're going to get is, we need to continue. We'll continue this matter. We'll continue this matter. But if you stay in the position that I tell you to stay in, they will always continue. I will tell you, I've said this before, I've said it again. I don't mind going to court 100 times as long as you're not making an adverse ruling against me. Continue it, okay. We just keep playing ping pong, and I'm going to keep saying the same thing. What y'all got to understand, if they're continuing it, that means what you said worked. It was effective. They couldn't get by you. So the only thing they can do is continue it without making it seem like you won. So you keep doing it. Stay in the position. What happens is y'all get weary. It's actually scripture that's stated. I got to get this. That speaks on it. Everything is related to the Bible. Everything. I'm telling you, they're working this Bible out. It's Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Just endure it. Endure it. They're going to keep pushing you. Because here it is. 12 says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness to all nations, and then shall the end come. Listen, endure. You sit there. But what about this? You already got adjudicated to pay child support some years ago. Yeah, I didn't realize. I got some new information. My religious instruction requires me that on this document it should be my proper Christian name. Or if you don't feel comfortable with Christian, my proper name, my proper Muslim name, my proper Hindu name, whatever. Because what you guys have not attached or understood, that once religion is brought up, they go mute. They can't talk about it. It's against the rules. How I know they can't talk about it? Because I judge actually talked about it in the case, and a lawyer pointed out to him that he can't talk about religion at all. If the case is not about religion, he can't talk about it. But I can talk about it all day long. How this is my instructions that I'm following. I can't answer to a blasphemous name like an all caps name. You're sending me off to hell if I do this. I'm dooming myself. I will be judged harshly by accepting this name. See, I know y'all saw those YouTube videos. That's not my name, and all that craziness. No, I'm showing y'all how to do this with diplomacy and accuracy. And just stay there like a robot and repeat it over and over again, and it will not. This brother followed my instructions to the letter, and all they did was say, we'll reschedule this for October. Expect they're going to reschedule it until the attorney general get tired of seeing them and just not do a reschedule. Or the next reschedule, they'll just take it off the docket when it show up, like they did me some years ago. They dismissed it before I got to court, and I was so in disbelief that I still went to court to make sure. Lady almost slammed my finger in the door. Oh, no, you're good. Have a nice day. Now, of course, back then I wasn't talking about proper names. But I was dealing with jurisdiction. And jurisdiction is everything. And if your name is not styled properly, that's not you. Therefore, no personal jurisdiction. And jurisdiction can be challenged at any stage, even after a judgment is rendered, because that's an error. All right? All right, let's go in. Let's go. Let's pull up the paperwork. I can't show you the Oh, by the way, before I go into that, the special guest is on the Homeschool Show with Bathsheba Amani is Sylvie Abadu. She's a homeschool mom who will talk about her journey in homeschooling. I think that will be very educational for a lot of you guys. That's who it is. For the document pulled up. All right, at that document. Wow. All right, now this is a motion for default judgment, the suit modification of support order, a motion to confirm support of arrearage for lack of personal jurisdiction. So basically all I did was took the title of their complaint or whatever motion that they, and I just added motion for default judgment. Suit modification of support order, a motion to confirm support of arrearage for lack of personal jurisdiction. Now, I must say as a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be one, don't want to be one. I'm just a man who reads the rules. And I'm just reading those rules to you. So, but if you want a 20, go hire one. If you want to lose, go hire a 20. All right, there you go. All right, here's how I do it. My Christian proper name is Hakeem Barber. I'm just inserting my name so we don't reveal his name. And that's styled properly with A as capital and my last name capital B. An American national, but not a citizen of the United States, moves this honorable court to enter an order dismissing the above-mentioned complaint filed in this court on such and such date, the date there. The reasons this court shall dismiss this complaint and motion are as follows. The Attorney General has failed to respond to answer filed on said date. The Attorney General, number 2, the Attorney General has not established personal jurisdiction over Hakeem Barber in proper form, but not Hakeem Barber in legis. That's in all caps, if you could visualize that. Hakeem Barber in legis is a nobody, a fiction, and Hakeem Barber has no connection to this improper name. Right? So, just so you see, the first, I did this before in the last several shows ago. The first Hakeem Barber in legis is in all caps. And I made it say, is a nobody, a fiction. And Hakeem Barber has no connection to this improper name. I'm letting them know straight up, I have no connection to that. I didn't create that. They did. That on the paperwork. And then they put it in front of me and say, is this you? No, it's not. 3. Conclusion. This court lacks personal jurisdiction over Hakeem Barber. The name that is subject of this suit is Hakeem Barber in legis. I am not Hakeem Barber in legis. Wherefore, Hakeem Barber, but not Hakeem Barber in legis, states this court shall enter an order dismissing this complaint and motion for lack of jurisdiction over proper name, Hakeem Barber. See, that's it. That's one page, precisely lined out. Why? And guess what they did? So he said, well, listen, you guys could either dismiss this case or properly style it in my proper name. He said, no, we can't do that. Well, then, you guys got no jurisdiction. I can't. That's not my name, and I'm not moving forward until you guys correct it or dismiss it. So such and such, they said all this junk. We'll just reschedule it. That was effective. To me, in that session, that's a win. Now, if he changes the subject or he allows them to change the subject, they're going to forget all about that and move forward. Now, mind you, this has been going on since February. You see? But they can't move forward because he's not admitting to being the DDA. They're doing business as, the illegal, the fiction. And he's doing it in proper form. See, before people were saying it wasn't that, but they weren't doing it in proper form. They were doing it in making their own rules and walking into this and telling these people, not following protocol. See, although those courts are fantasy land fiction with real consequences, they still have rules to the game. Know the rules, play within the rules, but write out who you are through those rules, and you will be successful. Now, I have seen this work twice already, just like this. And I always know they're just going to reschedule it and reschedule and reschedule and reschedule. And, oh, man, how do I just get it done with? No, listen, you put yourself in that position, you're going to have to suffer through going back and forth to court. Now you don't really have to go to court. Y'all should be thankful. COVID-19 got y'all at your own house in your pajamas doing y'all court cases on Zoom. And even those ain't even proper. Not a proper setting. You know? But that's what they're doing. Because they could do that in those fake courts. But anyway. Let's see. Y'all got some questions on that? Y'all better ask y'all questions now, in the chat or on the phone lines. Because y'all already know how I don't like repeating myself sometimes. I get very frustrated. But I just gave y'all the end. Now, I want y'all to think outside the box. Now, I just gave y'all the blueprint or the outline. Y'all could transform that in any type of paperwork. Y'all could actually do that with your bills. People are already sending stuff to their bills, sending it, hey, this ain't like me. Who is this? You know, that's a dispute, just saying that that's not your name. Oh, wait till I hit y'all with y'all real address. That's coming too. What's also coming down the pipe, I'm going to actually do a full webinar on trademarking the name. I got a little video out now, but I'm going to do a full one because people are having trouble comprehending. So we're going to do a full one. Yeah, you can say dismiss without prejudice, with prejudice. A lot of people like saying that. I've never used that. Why? Because the stuff I use, they don't want to mess with it again. So they leave me alone. No need for me to say without. You can say with prejudice or without prejudice. It's up to you. The key is you can put all of that without prejudice, but if the name ain't you, there's no need nigga coming back at you anyway. Right? I think that. I'm not mistaken. All right. Any questions? All right. I don't know what name change process you talking about. If you got my video, I already told you how to correct your name. So I don't know if you talk about somebody else's name change process or the one I just did, because there's no correction to that, because my name change process goes along with what I just taught you. My name change process actually is along the lines of how I did that motion. All right. Somebody said, can this be done on behalf of someone else? Can I do this for my mother in case with DSST in North Carolina claim guardianship over her after game? You can't save nobody but yourself. If you have power of attorney, you might be able to be successful at doing it. That's a big maybe. And I won't say yes, you will win, because I've never had the experience of working with someone in that. But yes, if you have power of attorney, you could probably do a name change process to go after it. A lot of times when these agencies have their clause already in the person, somehow that person gave them jurisdiction to have their clause into them. And I could tell you that's a fight, okay, especially if there's money involved. All right, anybody else? Best thing to do is get you a consultation, and we can, because y'all tell me the story, but there's this parts y'all tell me, a lot of the information is irrelevant to what I really need to know to give you a better answer. So schedule a consultation on that one. We can sort through that. Anybody else? Any other questions? Nobody got their hand up? Oh, yeah, by the way, man, crypto is taking off, man. Some of my investments have doubled since I invested in a few of them. Numeraire. Which one did I invest in? That doubled. Oh, let's see. Let me look at it, and I can tell you which one's which. The ones y'all should be looking out for. And I expect it to keep running. Oops, dropped the headphone. All right. Ethereum is looking good. Chainlink is looking good. XRP is okay. Let's see. I'm involved in a few exchanges. The one that's really looking good is NMR. That's the initials is NMR, and that's Numeraire. That investment has doubled since I invested in it back in April. Just about. So, and what else do I have? Let me see what my holdings are. XMR, that's Monero. That's the 3-digit. The 3 is XMR and NMR. But that NMR is doing very well. All right, let's get somebody's on the phone. Let's see what they got to say. 786-597.
Hello, King. What's up? It's Jamie.
Hey, what's going on? Jamie, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I just got some good news. A job that's calling me, so I'm heading back for the workforce in a couple of weeks. So I had to go to the interview tomorrow and take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
But my situation is, since I'm currently getting unemployment, the child support, they had suspended the license, but now they say that it's reinstated. They're not gonna. They removed the suspension, but I still have to pay the reinstatement fee in order to get it reactivated. So, what bothers me the most is when I start the new job, then it's gonna revert back into the for the arrearage. So I was trying to see if I can schedule a one-on-one so I can go over the because I have a certain way.
Of course, you can schedule a one-on-one to attack that. But you better do it before you start getting a paycheck.
Yeah, see, that's what
you
I'm thinking.
You might want to what you probably gonna have to do is you need those templates that I have so you don't have to give up your social when you're applying for the job.
Okay.
I didn't make those public. They're all on. I may have sent it to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's
when you better use them if you got them.
Okay.
I know people are listening. What are those? Why don't you have them on your website? I don't put them on my website because I gave them to people like you to see what would happen till I get some definite results and how they're responding to that. I haven't had any negative response, so that should be a good thing. I just want to know some more details before I offer them on my website right now. So, yeah, use those to avoid, giving up the social journey, because how they tag you is once they put that social in the system.
Yep, it's going to come up.
It connects to that, and it's going to take out that money.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still in the name change process. I'm still waiting for the POA to come back. I ordered the forms for the IRS for the other things that we're doing. So it should be coming in a week or so. But that's for the next week. So we'll discuss that on what is
Yeah, I'll be going over that on Sunday. Yeah.
All right. Okay,
all right.
That's all I got.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, peace. All right. So somebody asked me, where do you invest from? I use I use a couple of platforms. I first started with Coinbase, but they started getting in my business. I use Exodus and Bittrex. Exodus and Bittrex. That's Bittrex. I use those. Bittrex, like, you can actually trade on that platform, like 3 different coins. I like, say, if you're profiting, you want to take some of your profits and buy another coin, you can trade with them. So, let's see. I'm seeing if I can share, like a share link. It says refer a friend. And I could, hang on. I just sent you the link, Jason, to Bittrex. All right. Who else? Anybody else? It's 8:02. My daughter's back home with her mom, so she's going to be calling in a few minutes to say goodnight. Well, is it Tuesday? She might not be. She might call a little later. If y'all don't have any more questions, I'm going to shut it down. I gave y'all something to think about, something to go back and listen to, something on how to... See, I'd rather y'all do this stuff on your own, because once you put your own stuff together, your own power, your own energy, you guys will be able to do just what I'm doing. Bi-weekly classes were old. I don't do those anymore. Royal Family. What I do now is I got a premium membership. I had to go a little bit underground with all the deeper information. And we do meetings once a month. But in that, you get how to set up your trust. I put you with my connections on setting up your trust properly. In your situation that you discussed, if your mom would have had a trust set up, none of this whole problems would have came out of this, what you're dealing with. Where to get your bond set up, and also how to do your 1041s properly with that. And with that comes the passport process, setting yourself up as a national or not a citizen of the United States. So all of that's in there. And if you want that, be involved in that. Let me get you the link. Actually, I just put it up on the website openly today. It was hidden. But the information is valuable. You get a lot for this. Here's the link there. Let me give you the direct link. I think I just gave you to the general process. There it is. All right. Now you get 1 year premium membership plus I walk you through the whole one-on-one 30-minute video consultation on the passport, how to fill it out, what to do with the driver's license, what to do with the SS5, plus 1 year continued support on how to properly execute your trust, how to do the 1041s properly, those 1099, the 1099 OIDs, all of that is in there. And you be connected with the people I'm connected with that have been doing this for years. No problems. They do it properly. No drama. All right? So, with that being said, we got another caller. 715-501. What's up?
Peace out,
Marco.
How's it going, man?
Peace. Marco and Laura's coming through as a storm.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's for real.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I saw that. I was like,
yeah, I was telling my friends that, like, I'm a hurricane now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to, I got my name change court date on the 8th. And the one thing I want people to be aware of is when you do the newspaper advertising or whatever, to publish your proof of publication, make sure that they put that upper and lowercase in there, because they did mine. They did mine all uppercase, even though it said lowercase in the paperwork in the court order. And then I had to go back over there. I'm like, hey, you messed up. You got to change that. And like, well, we never do that. Like, well, I want it done that way.
Well, you want to do it now. And I'm paying.
But, well, we've never had anyone complain about that. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm the first then. So they changed it. But then I came, they already ran it 3 weeks, right? And then I hand in the paperwork to give it to the court. And then the lady says, well, that's not the right court case on there, on the publishing. Oh, are you kidding me? The person didn't put the correct court date, court case. So I don't know if the judge is going to dismiss it and make me do all this crap over again, but we'll see. But I just want to make
sure. Yeah, like that you might make them run it again.
Yeah, I might have to. But we'll see what the judge says.
I think that's done on purpose. They're trying to slip up. They're trying to play games.
Yeah. They're playing games,
man.
Well, this is what actually happened. My court case was last week. I did the Zoom, and I handed in all the paperwork, but my publication didn't run 3 weeks. It was on the third week, and I didn't get the proof of publication notarized. I didn't get that yet. So I just got the newspaper page, I ripped it out, and I handed it into the court. And then when it was my court date, talking to the judge, they're saying that they didn't receive any of my paperwork. I said I handed it all in, my birth certificate, my publication, my proof of name, identification, and they said that they didn't receive it, so they rescheduled it. So that's what, they're playing games.
Yeah, they're playing games.
So I just want to make people aware of that. You might come up with that kind of issue.
I'm starting to think that we need to go straight to the real court, the Article 3 court, with this.
Supreme.
If these lower courts are playing games. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if it comes down to that, I'm going to have to.
Well, here's the reason why I'm saying that, because we all know the lower courts are the kangaroo courts. They're the fake courts, because all of the paperwork is styled improperly. The state of is styled all caps. You're styled all caps. That's not how the Constitution says all their actions should be styled.
Right.
Their actions is supposed to be styled in proper form, which is upper and lower.
And it's got to be a proper, what is it called? A proper noun. A proper noun is a person, place, or thing. And the proper noun is spelled with uppercase and then lowercase.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that. Because you go to the legislature part of any constitution, it'll say, really you need to go into the original constitution, what formed the state. That's where you need to read how everything is styled. They switch it up in the new constitution.
Yeah, they
especially
changed all
after
that.
1895 going forward.
Is that when everything started becoming like a corporation? When they start changing to corporation, so then they put all caps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say Constitution of the State of South Carolina. But if you go to, this is the 1895, but if you go to the Articles of Confederation, or, well, you go to the Avalon,
uppercase, lowercase.
It's all upper and lowercase.
Right.
So most of you guys didn't even pay attention to that.
I remember seeing something like that.
The styling of the name.
Yeah, you don't catch that kind of stuff until you really need it.
It says the style of this hereafter, the state of South Carolina. That's up and lower.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yep.
That's not. It up. So when you see state of South Carolina in all caps, that's not the state of South Carolina.
That's the corporation.
That's DBA. That's a corporation.
Right.
That's not. You're not in the right jurisdiction.
In the right jurisdiction.
So you can even point. You could even point that out when you say, "Listen, even your state of is not styled correctly."
Hey, did you do the census? Did you do the census thing?
No, I don't. I never do it.
Well,
no.
I did it, and I styled it correctly, and then they say like origin and race, right? So I put in there for origin, I put United States of America. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I just put down, United States of America, because they didn't have it. You had to put other, and then for race, I put other, and then I put Wisconsinite, American national citizen, United States. And I sent that shit in that way.
Good deal. That's good.
You know,
that's good
that
deal,
way they have it on record. And I did it to my sons and everybody else in my household. I did that way. That way they know what's up. So I don't know.
What happens
I just
out
did
of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's good. I don't see a problem with it. You know.
Right. It wasn't. They weren't asking for the social or anything like that either. So
no.
They just that's what I did. And then for cryptos, man, people gotta get into that crypto because that's everything. This whole coronavirus is just a distraction. The economic system is changing to crypto, and those dollars are going to be worthless. You got to invest your money in crypto right now, or those dollars you're hanging on to are going to be worthless. So do your research and start looking into that.
Absolutely. Food shortages coming to a place near you. Also.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's starting to hit because I was
talking. What? Go ahead.
Yeah. I was in the store and I was starting to see how some things are not coming back in stock. I mean, even just general stuff, when you go to the hardware store, they're not stocking the shelves.
That's weird because where I'm at, everything's all stocked still. Probably because I'm in Wisconsin and we're the dairy state or whatever. You got a bunch of farms here. But everything's still stocked. I can still get my ham hocks. I can still get my pig feet. I can still get calf liver here. They still got that stuff in stock. So I'm still buying it. So I haven't seen that shortage yet. But I know it's coming. I've seen it. I've seen it in YouTube and stuff. The farmers are saying that they're trying to. The government's telling them to kill off the livestock and stuff like that. Yeah. And
that's crazy.
And another thing is that another Bitcoin that I believe it's going to explode, even though it's bad. You got these evil people doing behind the scenes doing this stuff. Is the AI, artificial intelligence, and the main guy that's behind it, they consider him like the smartest man in the world. And his Bitcoin or his crypto is Singularity Net coin. It's right now. It's like probably like it's about 0.07 cents. But when all this,
buy a lot of them. That's how when I bought Numeraire, I bought them really cheap. And
you got a good deal there, man. That thing exploded. I didn't get on that one. But this one, when this all goes down, that thing's gonna explode. All the energy ones too. Anything that has to do with AI, yeah. Ethereum's a good one too. That one shot up today, crazy. I got a bunch of that in there. Where do you buy your crypto at?
I do Bittrex and Bittrex is 3 places. I have just the wallets. Some of them are wallets.
Yeah.
And
Exodus, I got the Exodus and the Trust
Bittrex,
wallet.
Trust wallet, yeah. I have Exodus, and then I also have X wallet. X wallet just holds the coins. You can't really buy with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll buy through Coinbase because it's easier.
Yeah.
And then put them and then
transfer
move them to another wallet. Yeah.
Right, and then if you leave your money on the exchanges, you really don't own the coins. So you gotta get a wallet and transfer those coins over to the wallet and get them off the exchange because you really don't own them until you put them into your wallet. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Yeah, you know what's up.
All right. Okay.
All right, Akeem.
All right, man.
It's always a pleasure,
all right,
man. Peace, brother.
All right. No problem. All right, I'm going to call it a night tonight. I've been working hard. What I'll say to everybody, keep your head up and think positive about things and watch your life change. You know, a lot of times we try to save other people. It could be relatives. You can't save everybody. People are dealing with their situations because they did something to put themselves in that situation. And if you go and try to touch that process, it's going to mess with you. You know, people got to learn through their own experiences, just like you did. And with that being said, I'm going to call it a night. Look forward to the Divine Connection coming up on Thursday, Freedom Fridays. My son's been a little consistent lately. And the homeschool show on Sunday. And pretty soon, I think Monday, we'll have a show. We'll announce that once we get that all locked in. I've been moving, so I've been kind of the cause of the delay. Once I sit down with the brother, we go over a plan. We're going to have another brother on here who I think you guys will like. He'll be doing his thing. All right, and with that being said, I always leave y'all with a little Reverend Ike. Positive message, something to listen to, and crossing out self-hate.